Hi everybody, I'm Kirsty Meakin from Nao Nails, and yes, I have new hair. We're a bit bright. In this video, I'm going to do my nails. So I'm going to put art on these nails that I've already got on because they're really boring. And we're going to work with a theme of stripes and flowers. So I love stripes at the minute. Stripes are really bang on trend. Everybody's wearing stripes. Never wear a stripe this way. No horizontal stripes in fashion. No horizontal stripes on nails. I mean, now and then if you've got a super skinny fingers, then yes, you can do it. But I do think a horizontal stripe makes the nail look wide, and with fashion makes you look a bit wide. So we're going to do vertical stripes. We're going to have a bit of assistance from the old striping tape, and we're going to create stripes with it. Now I will tell you that this is a little bit fiddly. I'm going to use this little jar. This is the start of the tape. I want to cut off that little bit there. Oh, you see how it ran off then? A bit static. I'm going to cut some lengths. This doesn't matter what the colour of the tape actually is, because we are actually using the tape as masking tape.
Ah, to do negative space.
Oh darling, he just knows his words so well. Anybody would think he was a budding nail artist. So once you've done that, I'm going to get a few colours. So I have here Rose Pale and Brilliant Violet. So they
Violent?
Violet, not violent.
Have you got something on your mind?
Violet, not violet. I don't promote any kind of violence whatsoever. So we're going to use those, and we're going to use eyeshadow applicators, what you use for your chrome. We're going to use these to apply. Don't be too aggressive. Just pat it. And you're kind of stippling over. You can get right into the cuticle, because this isn't going to cause any interference. It's not going to like cure inside the cuticle, which is good, because that that's on the skin will just wash off. And you're going to get the other colour and come from the bottom. You do a couple of thin layers. And you're going to build up your colour how you want it. So we're creating an ombre. So you're going to pass and press. Just stipple that down the nail. When you use your second colour, you're going to meet halfway, and if you think there's too much on your sponge, too much paint, and you're not going to get a nice blend, just take it, pop it onto some tissue, take off the excess, then you'll stipple it. The most important bit is this blend here through the centre part of the nail. Make sure you get right down the sides of your nail. And I'm using a sponge applicator so I can be really controlled rather than using a bigger sponge. Once you've done that, you need it to be dry. So while that's drying, I will crack on with the other nails. So I'm going to use Sparday, which is a nice pale turquoise and amethyst. What I'm going to do on this nail is I'm going to paint 3/4 of it with this colour, like that. See, I've left a portion at the side. I'm going to pop that in the lamp. Use orange wood stick to clean up and pop it in the lamp. And we're going to repeat that so it's got 2 coats. You want 2 coats of colour so you've got the true colour. Then we're going to use strawberry cream. Going to do 2 coats of strawberry cream as well. We're going to take some Spa Day, pop it on to some backing paper from Sculpting Foam. 1 little stroke, then go back into it. You can add more product. Now there's enough product on there now to make this a little bit thicker, so you don't need to add any more gel polish. I'm also going to use some of the Amethyst Fall. Clean your brush in between your colours. You just need the gel residue wipe off solution to do that. We're going to do the same again. Don't sort of panic and try to do it too quick. Just gently go through and do the strokes. We're going to do another one on this side. Back in with a little bit more product. And I think I have enough product on here to complete that line. I'm just going to flash cure those. Then I'm going to take Spa Day and come right here to the edge. This will be your easy part. You don't want to get it in the cuticle. It's a disadvantage with doing it with gel is you can't get it in the cuticle. When you're doing it with paint, it doesn't matter so much because it will just wash away. I'm going to cure that. We're going to peel this off. Now if there's any bits that are missed, because this is paint, we can adjust it, whereas if it's gel polish you can't do that. So as you look at it you can see tiny bits going underneath there and there. So I'm just going to take a metal tool and scratch that off, neaten it up. So don't worry too much about that. And you can even see the ombre, that baby boomer coming through underneath. We're going to top coat these now. The one with the paint on, you're going to top coat and cure it for 10 seconds. After that, you're going to top coat again. And those 2 top coats will really bond together if we do it that way, because the top coat will be a little bit sticky still. So we're going to do a full cure now, so I can top coat the others as well. So we're going to clean up this now. You can use your lint-free wipe and the gel residue wipe off solution. But they're not finished yet. Now the thumb one is a little bit more tricky. I only want one coat of this colour. It's pigmented enough. I'm going to wipe over it with the gel residue wipe off solution. Just so it goes matte. So it takes off that sticky layer. And then we're going to use the tapes again. Don't worry about the cuticle area with this one. You can be, you know, you don't have to be so precise with this.
Ryan Little.
Right, so now we don't need to go right to the edges with this one. We're doing something a little bit different. I'm going to use emerald green, and I'm going to mix a bit of white with it to make it a lighter shade. I'm going to use a sponge, a little applicator. Because this has got a little bit of white in it, can you see how much more pigmented it is? It's a cool trick. And see, when you wipe it, it wipes it off, so you have to stipple. Stipple, 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 stipple. So tap, 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 tap. You don't have to do the whole nail. We're just doing this area towards the centre. I'm going to let that dry. While that's drying, we can move on to the other nails. We're going to do a little bit of one stroke. So I need some white on the tallest part of this brush. Then we're going to use this colour we've mixed. And we're going to make sure it blends nicely. I'm going to do that a few times to make sure it's all in the brush. Right, so we're going to do a flower here. I just think flowers with the stripes looks really nice. Then I'm going to use a little bit of the white paint. Just to add a little bit of detail and edge some of those petals to make them really stand out. So once you've done that, I'm going to add some one stroke to this nail as well. And then this one. Oh, this is another crazy one. Let's take these off. Let me just top coat this one before I do that. Again, you can neaten up a little bit if you need to. What we're going to do with this one is we're going to take the Urban Graffiti top coat. So I'm just going to pop that onto the palette. And I'm going to use my tiny brush. And paint the outside outside kind of shape of a rose. So I am planning ahead here. I'm thinking, right, I'm going to do some petals there, and I'm going to do the outside, and then I'm going to fill it in with the top coat. You don't want to just do like a perfect round circle. What I'm going to do here is a leaf shape. One here. On there. I'm going to put that in and cure. Then I'm going to take the gel residue wipe off solution and clean it. Give it a really good scrub. And you'll be left with those stripes. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Right. What you can do is add your second coat of colour. You want to avoid your artwork. The reason I'm doing it this way around is because if you've done any mistakes, this is the time where you can really adjust them. So if, say, you've done your leaf too big or in the wrong place, you can cover it up. You know, I could cover that up. Yeah? I do actually want it. But I just wanted to show you how. But if you're quite confident that you're not going to mess it up, then you can put your two coats on together at the same, you know, before you put your artwork on. I just wanted to show you that, really. I'm just going to cure that. Right, I'm going to wipe over this with the gel residue wipe off solution, because I want that sticky layer gone. Don't want no sticky layer, because we're going to use the white paint. So because we're using the white paint, I don't want a sticky layer on there. It will interfere with the paint. What you're going to do is edge your little stripes. So you'll actually end up with a stripy flower. I grow stripy flowers in my garden. Honest stripy flowers. They exist.
You don't grow anything in your garden, do you? Weeds?
I grow a lot of weeds in my garden.
I just can't see you being the green finger
They're so
type.
easy to maintain.
They are
You
very
just
good.
let them grow. They grow so well.
You just don't look like the green finger type.
I definitely
Well,
am.
apart from your hand is at the moment. Green thumb.
Yeah. This is about as good as it gets. Right, so I'm going to go around the outside now. You don't want to keep it like really smooth. You just want it to look. You want it to be irregular. So now we're going to add the petals. You see how by adding those lines we start to add petals.
Two flies are just chasing each other.
You're kidding me? They're just like having a ball.
Yeah.
Can you go away?
Sure.
It's a bit hot in there, mate, isn't it? Now you could do this with gel. You don't have to use paint. You could use the white gel. That'd always work as well. Look at that. Stripy flower. How cool is that? Just going to add a few wavy lines. Once that's dry, we're going to top coat this. It will take seconds to dry, especially when it's stifling hot like it is here today. Cool that. And that's that one. Stripy flower.